Hello and welcome to the Pride Spotlight. Here we meet other Pride members and get to know them a little better and find out what brought them to our community. My name is Rheama and I'm honored to be your host. Today we are meeting with someone very special, our founder, Pea Horsley, and it's going to be fun because we're going to be asking her the exact same questions she's been asking other Spotlight interviewees. So let's meet Pea. Welcome, Pea.
Hi, hello, and hi everybody. Um, this is really strange being on this side, being interviewed, but I'm looking forward to it. And just to say, this is the sun. The blinds are closed. There's nothing I can do about it. But as we are going around the sun, at some point the light will shift and it will all be fine. So just enjoy the extra spotlight on my throat chakra. Maybe I need that.
So, P, before we dive into what brought you to starting the Pride, can you share with us a little bit about your day-to-day as being a professional animal communicator, running the Pride, and where you're located, in case some people are not familiar with that?
Yeah, okay. So the easiest thing to say is where I am based, which is London, England. Um, my everyday day to day is always different. There's no 2 days that are the same. So one minute I might be doing a client communication, I might be doing mentoring, I might be doing some marketing prep, I might be scheduling some social media posts, like really dull stuff. I might be creating one of my wild animal retreats. I might be doing a free podcast or a free interview for someone just in order to, get animal communication out more. I might be planning the conversations with Nature World Summit that takes 6 months. I mean, who knows what I'm doing from day to day, to be honest. It's always different. I don't plan that far ahead with the day to day, only with like the really big events like the retreats and the summits. Um, with the Pride, obviously, I have a monthly commitment to the Pride. I have a quarterly commitment to the Pride. And there are certain days of my month that are dedicated completely to the Pride and the community. Um, but it's always changing. And the Pride is changing. The Pride is growing. And what the members of the Pride want is changing. So I'm just going along with that and doing my best to provide the best Pride membership experience and vitally listening to what the animal kingdom want.
Wow, that sounds very busy and exciting.
Yeah, I try not to call it busy anymore. Because for me it's a passion. So it's full and it's satisfying. And if at any point there's something I'm not enjoying, then I need to look into that and why that is and address it and maybe even let it go and surrender up to it.
Yeah. So can you tell us what led you to start the Pride?
Yeah, I can. So shortly after the first lockdown, we all know what they are. Um, Everything stopped. So all of my workshops where I teach in person were cancelled, postponed. And I thought, what can I do? So I wanted to ask the animal kingdom, how can I best be of service to you? And because that's really why I'm here, I feel, and that is where my heart is. And the response I had was that they really wanted to communicate with a lot of people and they wanted to reach people, humans, with their messages. And I was like, okay, how does that look for you? And it was clear that to reach a lot of people, I had to do something on social media and live. And so they called it the global transformations. And every week, once a week, I went live sharing a communication from a different species. And just like the pride operates. I didn't choose the species. The species came to me and said, we're communicating with people now. Next week, we're communicating with people. And I have a lot of gratitude to the elephants, actually, because my dad got COVID and he passed away. And it was the next day that I was scheduled to do one of these lives on Facebook and Instagram to thousands of people. And the elephants came, and they were just, you know, elephants, they're very maternal, they're very about the herd, looking after every single member of the herd. And they really held me and they really supported me, and they were so loving and so maternal, and they were just everything I needed in order to be able to do my part of the sharing in that session. And it's the one session where I wear black, actually. And so we did that, you know, we did that for 8 weeks, and it was a lot, and it was really me stepping out of my comfort zone big time. It was me having to process a certain amount of negative self-talk and visibility issues, and they just put me right out there. And lots of people loved it, and they didn't want it to end. And I was like, yeah, but I also, I'm giving all this for free. I also need to earn some money to pay the bills, and it's a huge commitment. And then the idea for the Pride membership came up, and the animal kingdom were all on board for that. Let's do it. Let's carry on. We want to carry on. The humans wanted to carry on. And so then the Pride was born. So at the end of this 8 weeks of global transformations, which is 8, of course, is on its side is the infinity side, we opened the Pride Animal Wisdom membership, where we meet monthly now. And yet the format is the same. The animals decide who's coming, who's speaking, what they're speaking about, what the experience will be. And they're offering this connection to every human being and with every human being that wants to come forward and embrace it and to learn from them and to have their personal experience. And whether that's healing, whether that's a little bit of wisdom, you know, whatever that is that they bring and that human being experiences. And sometimes it's very, very soft, and it's literally a human being feeling held, like I did with the elephants. Or it could be something really challenging, or it could be something really profound. So that's, you know, one of the beauties, and I'm sure we're going to get onto this, one of the beauties of the Pride membership is those incredible one-to-one connections people have with a species or an individual of a species each month.
Wow. So how did you come up with the name of the Pride, or did the animal kingdom help you bring that name together?
I think it was birthed from them, and I'm very connected to lions, and a pride of lions, you know, strong, apex predator, really vital to the ecosystem. And just that resonance with lion energy and coming together as a pride, coming together as a community felt really strong to me, and in alignment with the pride and the pride values.
So how do you receive the messages? How do you know which is the species that's going to be coming to you that month, and how do you receive them? You have the raw, we have the raw communication that we listen to. So maybe you can share that with us, how that process is for you.
Yeah, the process is that generally they keep me hanging until the last couple of days before the power up. And then I will understand which species it is in a number of different ways, honestly. It can be that the species appears to me numerous times, and that's not necessarily in fact, I'm looking at polar bear right now. Obviously, a polar bear is not going to cross my path 3 times, but I might see polar bear images or the words or hear it on the radio a number of times, and then I'll have this this gut knowing, which I trust, which is it's polar bear. So generally it's like that, or there'll be a repetition, or there'll be something so strong, or I'll just look and go, oh, it's you, isn't it? Okay, because I'm surrounded by animals here, you see these, but there's an awful lot more. And so I receive it like that, the species. And then the way that an animal power works is that I will sit quietly, start my voice recorder. I will open myself up by going through my process, and I will wait for the species to start communicating to me. And because one of my strengths is listening to the thought forms, which is very similar to listening to your own inner voice, I'm able to receive those words and those sentences, and then I voice them out. So I don't have to write anything. I don't have to break off my concentration from what I'm receiving to then putting it out there on paper. I voice it out, and I can stay completely in the moment. I can stay with the imagery that they're sharing. I can stay with the emotions, the physical sensations of whether I'm in water or walking on land, or whether I'm flying like an eagle. And I just voice it all out. And then at the end of receiving their communication, I get a very clear, we're finished. If they don't say thank you at the end, I get a very clear feeling we've finished. And then my next job is to transcribe all that, type all of that out, so that I can then share that to the Pride live that month. So there are so many different ways the Pride works. So the raw audio is what I receive from the animals as I'm voicing that out to my voice recorder. So occasionally you might hear next door's dog barking. There might be a little bit of background, despite how I set all the tech up. Occasionally you hear other sounds. So that's why it's called raw. And that's what some members refer to as very pure, very clear receipt of communication from that species, because of the tone and the timing and the energy that comes through that. During the Animal Power Up, which is our monthly Zoom meeting where we gather together, I have all the paperwork, have the transcript, and I invite the species to be with me, to merge with me, to be present. And as I'm speaking, as I'm reading through the transcript, I am staying exactly to the timing that they gave in the raw, because I've put all the timings in. And I'm trying to express it to the members on that live Zoom as clearly and as closely as I can, energetically, in the way that it was first delivered. And then, of course, we have the replays. And the replays are also powerful. So whether you listen to the raw, whether you listen to the Zoom live, or whether you listen to the replay of the live Zoom, are you still with me? There are lots of different ways to receive and engage in that communication with the species that month. And I get reports from members that they're all really powerful. The energy of that species comes through.
Yes, absolutely. So what is your favorite aspect of the Pride? Is it the summits, the power-ups, the campfires, the sound healing? What is your favorite?
Oh, that's a really hard question. For me, it's the personal interaction. So for me, it is the animal power up when I listen to what people are experiencing with the species that month. I also enjoy the campfires, but those are harder for me because I'm bouncing from room to room, and I often don't have a lot of time to spend in each room of a campfire. But any kind of personal interaction that I can have with members is my favorite part.
Wonderful. So tell us, P, how has the Pride, since you've started it, enhanced your life or changed it?
The Pride has completely transformed my life. I'm getting shivers thinking about it, actually. I'm a completely different person now because of the Pride. Where to start, honestly? I am much more in my personal power. I'm much more confident in myself and my communications with animals. I have more of a I don't care what anyone thinks attitude, where I won't be afraid to talk about animal communication. And I feel completely supported by the animals, having these consistent communications. So every month where we come together and literally surrender and actively listen to what the species is communicating, transforms my energetic vibration. So I know this sounds a little bit woo-woo, but I feel my vibration has risen. It is higher than it was, and that enables me, I think, to have even clearer communications with animals and all of nature. I'm not afraid to talk to the ocean. I'm not afraid to talk to the wind or Mother Nature herself, to talk with Gaia. Or a rose. So hard doing it backwards. And I really value what each species brings each month. It's incredibly unique. It's incredibly healing. And I'm really learning so much more about the animal kingdom through this, than I would have if the Pride had not existed. I would not have all of these incredible connections with these different species and the knowledge of them through the knowledge in sacred action. I would not have been part of a community that makes such a difference through the Make a Difference donation every month. Yeah, I mean, there's been nothing but positive for me personally through the Pride. It's work for sure, but meeting these incredible people, the Pride members are incredible people from all across the world with different interests, but they come together because they have this core love of animals. So even if they're shy, even if they're like, I'm not really into people or groups or any kind of like talking, or they come together because of their own passion for animals and the things that they're doing, each member has the most incredible gifts as well that they're sharing with the world. It's exciting to hear about those and to be part of that community myself, where it's like, we're doing good. We are doing good, and we are helping animals, and we're making a difference, and we are raising the vibration of Mother Earth aligning with her. And I mean, it's just so big. I could go on and on, honestly.
Yes. Do you feel you're integrating the wisdom you receive into your everyday life?
Yes, because they keep reminding me. So when I communicate with them, they will also just pop in and say, slow down, slow down. You don't need to rush around. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the massive benefits, isn't it? Is that there's this huge vessel of wisdom available to us every day. And whether they break into our thoughts and deliver it, or whether we just take a moment just to breathe and ask for help, they're always available for us. And that's just incredible.
What progress have you seen or felt with your communications with animals since you've started the Pride?
Well, they've got better. They've got better. You have to remember that 18 years ago, um, I had not heard of animal communication. And so I am a constant student of it. I'm always learning about it and having to practice and hone my skills and really make a commitment to it and take action to to grow. And so with this incredible gift that is the pride, I I have to fully surrender, to be able to receive the species communication each month. I really have to get out of my own way. I have to really not have an ego about it, not have any fear about it, and not focus on myself at all. I have to sit and surrender and to trust that the species will just bring me whatever it is they want to be shared. And that's a big lesson. And I think by doing that regularly and consistently, that's really helped with my trust. And of course, the more we trust ourselves, the better our communications become.
Yeah. Wow. So, have you had a favorite species during one of these Pride sessions?
Yeah, I do. And people will think whatever, but yeah, I do still have a favorite. I like all of them, right? I do like all of them. But there's something about the beaver that really connects with me. Um, I just really, really enjoyed their communication and having that experience with them and their connection with the trees and the water and yeah, beaver.
Nice. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us, P?
I'd like to give an opportunity for the animals to speak because that really is why I'm here. If I could be a professional animal communicator and not speak at all, that would suit me fine, but that's not how it works. So I will just take a moment to ask whether anyone would like to come forward. It's leopard, actually. We see and understand every member, and we are calling more of you to join us. We are links of light across this planet, joining through our energetic field. Whether you are new, whether you are experienced, we want all of you to join us. Come with your hearts open. No experience needed. We will give you everything you need. Whether you feel you are efficient communicating with animals, whether you feel that you are deficient, the energy is coming through the communication, and that impacts your energy field, and that changes your life, and your life changes your community and the world. We do not say this from grandstanding. We are not at the pinnacle. We are all together as equals across the planet in service to her. And we are your sisters and your brothers, and you are ours. We are family, kin, and we love you as we love ourselves. We celebrate the pride We are the pride. Of course, we celebrate it. We are all together, coming together, linking our energy across this planet to do something good and loving and peaceful and kind. And that is why we love you.
Thank you. I felt that love. That was really sweet.
You know what's really strange, and I love strange, of course, is just before we sat down to speak to each other, I picked out this card and it says, Fierce Love.
And
That's why it's sitting there. I had no idea why it was sitting there. I don't normally have a card on this table.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, P. Thank you, Leopard. Thank you, Animal Kingdom. Thank you for what you do. Seriously, I think it's made a difference in a lot of our lives and will continue to do so. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rheama. Thank you, every single member. I'm so grateful that you're part of our community, that you joined up and that you are here with us, whether you are really active or whether you're not. Just know that being a member makes the difference because your energy is in the field of our community. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love to all of you.